Let's talk disability and sex. The following video touches on sensitive topics and may not be suitable for all audiences. The views expressed in this video may not be reflective of those held by Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital. Those interviewed have provided their consent to be filmed for educational purposes and have approved all content in this video. Meet Amina, a Muslim young adult with a physical disability.
Hi, my name is Amina. My pronouns are she, her. I'm wearing a purple t-shirt and I'm in a mobility device with a white wall behind me. I'm a third-year bachelor student at York University's School of Social Work.
Why do some people find sexuality hard to talk about?
In my experience as a woman with a physical disability, growing up as a teenager and even in elementary school, talking about my own sexuality was a bit challenging because I was excluded from a lot of the sex ed courses starting in grade 7, and my family had to really advocate for me to be a part of sexual education in school. And at the time, I didn't really understand why it was such a big step for my mother to advocate for that until I was older and I realized the systematic stigma around people with disabilities not getting adequate sexual education because we're often seen as unsexual people or not likely to have sexual experiences. So talking about sexuality is empowering for me as a young adult of 25 years old because I'm able to kind of fight against that stigma of people assuming that I'm not going to have a sexual identity or be able to articulate myself in a conversation about sexuality.
What is your experience?
As someone who lives in congregative care, I feel like there's an intimacy around being exposed physically as people are working with you, doing personal care, undressing, dressing, doing showers. So you're, as someone with a physical disability, I have felt exposed on a daily basis to PSWs and other care providers, and because of that, there's normalcy around not having privacy. So when it comes to my own sexuality, I feel vulnerable in some conversations where care providers don't have the cultural awareness or understanding of disability and sexuality. And also acknowledge that as a cisgender heterosexual woman, I do have privilege where I don't feel uncomfortable identifying my sexual identity or gender identity to my care providers in jokes and conversations, but my friends have felt that they were vulnerable expressing themselves either as gay, straight, non-binary, or other identities that that care providers may not feel comfortable with discussing or aware of different experiences. So I've tried to be an active ally when my friends don't feel that they're in a safe space with a caretaker care provider. And I have advocating for staff trainings to be given to those staff who don't have an understanding of not imposing their heteronormative values onto someone else.
What can make having conversations easier?
Anyone to have more conversations around disability and sexuality. I hope that we can normalize not only the conversation around disability and sexuality, but the intersectional aspects of disability, sexuality, and being a person of color like myself. I'm a brown I identify as a brown multiracial person of color living with a disability. So by continuing to have opening conversations about this topic, we can then one day dive deeper into how disability, sexuality, impacts people of color, brown women, black women, people with disabilities, who identify as part of the LGBTQ community, non-binary communities, and really widen the discussion. And as we continue to open the conversation to accept and welcome diverse aspects of people's experiences, hopefully there will be research and studies to back up supportive programming around how to empower these marginalized communities and create a more supportive community as a whole.
What are your best hopes for future conversations?
A part of a project like this is a small step towards bigger community change. And as an aspiring social worker, I hope that this work can be a bigger, bring attention to the awareness that the disability community needs around vocalizing our fears and empowering us for a stronger future.
The creation of these videos was made possible by the Social Science and Humanities Research Council of Canada, the Promoting a Future of Inclusive Healthy Lifestyles for Everyone lab at the Bloorview Research Institute, and the Kimmel Family Opportunities Fund through the Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital Foundation. This video was created by Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital, led by the Profile Lab, part of the Bloorview Research Institute, and Evidence to Care, part of the Teaching and Learning Institute. The lived experience shared in this video is by Amina, a social work student at York University. This video has been narrated by Wesley McGee Saxton, a youth leader at Holland Bloorview Kids Rehabilitation Hospital. The Profile Lab conducts research around health and wellness topics that healthcare professionals, parents, and young people with disabilities often find hard to talk about. For more information, email Dr. Amy McPherson at amcpherson@hollandbloorview.ca.